people, it's Sonette from Armenia and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I talk everything about IB schools, especially UWC, life in boarding schools and so on. So today's topic is the biggest problem that many students face when it comes to IB. So today we are going to talk about the EE or extended essay. So if you are watching this video, I don't think I need to explain what EE is, but I think you are either a person who has a really near deadline with you, or you are a person who just starts to plan everything before starting the EE process. So in either way, start to watch this video, because I think you will get some important stuff. It doesn't matter if you just start to write your EE or need to submit it as soon as possible. So let's start. Okay, so I prepared some points about which I want to talk with you. So the first one is structure, and then I will go and talk about citations, the organization, and some personal example about my EE. So stay tuned. Let's start from the structure. So I know that you have read probably have read about many blogs or articles about the structure of EE, but I want to say it with my example, showing my EE. So my EE, the topic is Neapolitan Camorra Mafia, and the research question is how the Camorra maintains legitimate or impactful over young people in Italy. So in my introduction, I vaguely started to talk about the Camorra Mafia and how it survived until the 21st century. So in the introduction, I gave background information. I say why I chose the topic, and it needs to be as personal as possible, because IB examiners love when you are being personal and sharing personal stuff. What is your research question? You need to explicitly say, my research question is blah blah blah. And what is your hypothesis? Again, explicitly mention what is your hypothesis. If I say, I think Italian Mafia Camorra has influence over young people because blah blah blah, it will not count as hypothesis because you didn't use the word hypothesis. Please be as explicit as possible, because IB examiners sometimes are very needy to see the words that are in the criteria. And then it comes to methodology. It is not important in all of the essays, but in this big amount of words, in 4,000 words, I think it's important to have methodology where you will justify all your choices you have done during the whole EE writing process. I can bring examples. For example, you use sources, right? EE is all about sources, primary sources or secondary sources. So here you say, I chose to use only primary sources, or I chose to use only secondary sources, or maybe you chose to use the mix of them, as did I. You need to say why. Why did you think that a mix of secondary and primary choices is the best version for your EE? Or maybe you can justify why did you specifically interview this or that person. Why did you think that the insights that person gave is important in your EE? You need to justify everything. How many sections did you divide your body, and why? Why do you have 3 main sections? How does it connect to your hypothesis? Were there any limitations in your extended essay? Why do you think there are limitations, and how did you minimize them? Or how are you going to test your hypothesis critically? What steps are you going to do to not have a biased research paper, and so on and so forth? So whatever you do in your EE, whatever theories you use to look at the problem from their lenses, you need to justify them and be critical about them. After that, the real body paragraph comes, and the main problems raised here, because I personally also was confused at the beginning and didn't know what to write in the body paragraph actually. So my personal suggestion is to divide the hypothesis and write sections to prove each part of hypothesis, and these sections will become the subsections of your body paragraph. For example, my hypothesis was that Italian mafia Camorra maintains its legitimacy by over young people by three main factors, and the first factor was cultural normalization of mafia, the second was unemployment rates, and the third one was downturns in educational system. So I divided my body paragraph into three parts, and in each part I talked about one factor and brought some examples that support my hypothesis. Here you need to be reflective. I know it's difficult, but reflective doesn't mean that you start to analyze every single detail. It's just you quote someone from the interview you have done, and then you don't let it just like that. You reflect on it. You say what you think about it and stuff like that. Never ever quote someone or something and then leave it like that. You need to comment on every quotation you do in your body paragraph. You just need to look at your EE as you are in a trial, and the things you say are your hypothesis, and then the evidence that you bring are the supporting factors that would help you to justify your hypothesis. Don't let your EE examiner suspect your sources. Do it yourself, because first of all, there is nothing wrong to suspect your sources, your opinions, your interviewers and everything. Moreover, IB likes it because they call it critical thinking. Suspect everything, because you will show that you look at the two sides of the coin. If you don't do it, the examiners would do that, and then you will not get high grades in the critical thinking criteria. And then the conclusion should be nice and sweet. I personally liked writing the conclusion because you primarily and most importantly need to briefly paraphrase what you wrote during the whole essay, so mainly in the body part. After that, you go back to your research question, you mention your research question again, and then you answer it again, but this time it would not be as your hypothesis, but a valid opinion based on this whole process. It is completely okay to find out that the part of your hypothesis was wrong, or even the whole hypothesis was wrong, as soon as you justify why. So if you say something, please be sure that you are giving evidence for it. Although in the conclusion you never ever need to say something that was not mentioned in your body paragraph. So yeah, here it is, the structure of your EE. I personally didn't find difficult to structure it. The more difficult part for me was to decide what should I write in every section. But section EE is not difficult. You just need to have introduction, methodology, body paragraph, and conclusion. What about the three reflections? Unpopular opinion, but I didn't find it difficult to write the three reflections. I didn't follow any structure advices for these reflections, because I had many experiences, many different kind of experiences in my writing process, so I just wrote about these experiences in the reflection part. Before moving for the second part, here are very important sources you need to familiarize yourself with before submitting your EE or even starting to write your EE. So the first one is, I think it's a very interesting website. Look, when you go here, it shows the whole structure, how you can structure your EE, and even the approximate number of words you can use in each part. The second link is the criteria. It's really important, not only about EE. It's really important to look at how people are going to measure your work before actually doing that work. In case of EE, you need to know what examiners are going to look at your EE, so you know at what to concentrate. IB itself gives the criteria, but I think it's very dry and it doesn't say, it's a be critical, but it doesn't say how critical should I be. But in this, again, it's classify. In this link, it in detail explains what each criteria means and how you can keep track on them and try to gain as many marks as possible. And the third link is my favorite. It's IB itself gave it. It's examples of EEs, and examiner comments on them. So you go here, there are many examples of each subject you can write your EE about. You choose your subject, so in my case global politics, and remember the last one has the highest mark, so I enter the example C, and then here you can see the whole EE. Here it's the reflections, 3 reflections. Here you can also read and many take some inspirations, and at the end you can see the examiner comments and the marks this person got, so you can compare maybe your work with this and approximate what grade would you have. So these are really 3 good resources that you can use before submitting your EE. Okay, now as we already talked about the structure that your EE needs to have, let's go over another very important topic. Many people don't talk about it, and it seems a normal thing to do, but as a student who didn't know what citation is until he or she started to do their IB, it can be very challenging and difficult. So now let's talk about the citations, its difficulties, and maybe I can somehow help you if you and me are doing the same type of citations, because actually there are many types of citations. So I would love to start talking about my personal emotional example about citations. As a person who finished 10th grade in Armenian educational system and came in Italy to do IB diploma program, I really was not imagining that citation is that important, and I remember people here saying that even if you don't cite something, even by mistake, you can literally lose your IB diploma, and that sounded really strict, and until now I'm really afraid that maybe I don't cite anything and I will be in a big trouble. So citation can be really challenging, but if you change the way you are looking at citations, it can really be interesting and even pleasant for you to cite. Now I will say what I mean. So basically citation is when you quote something or someone or a journal, a book or something, and then you show the resource from where you take it. So if you are not doing it, it's called okay, if you are not doing it, it means that you are taking some others' work and you are not giving them credits, which is actually very bad, and you are violating their author's rights. So citation is not that bad if you are doing it at the right time, right way, and using right resources. So I think you should just look at it as a way to show that you used many resources and you researched a lot. Because what is EE? EE is just about research. You did a lot of research and you collect this research in one essay. So if you did research from many articles, many books and things like this, by citation you can seem very fancy. You can say, in the BBC, mafia was depicted as very dangerous non-political actor, but in Gomorrah book, Mafia by Roberto Saviano, Mafia was depicted as a really big part of Italian culture and identity. So you show that you read the Gomorrah book, you read articles from BBC. Citation is really interesting way to show that you have many resources, which will make your EE grade higher. So there are many types of citations. It's MLA, APA and things like this. Every school chooses its own type of citation. UWC Adriatic and maybe many other UWCs chose APA 7 version of citations. If you are using APA 7, I think what I will say will be helpful. If you are not, maybe you can try to find other videos about that specific citation, but what I will say will refer not only APA type of citation. How to cite in APA? Two parts of APA citation. The first one is after the sentence which you took from one website. For example, you say nowadays Camorra members no longer use Omerta, the code of silence, and then period, and then in the brackets you write BBC, 2023. So it means the source is taken from BBC and in what year it was written. And then when you are finished with all your citations, you need to do all this for every sentence, every idea that you took from other place and you didn't write it. And then at the end, when you are done with your conclusion, everything is done, you go to a new page, and then you just write references, and you reference all your citation in-text citations. Britannica, the date, the name, the title of the media that you used, and then what website did you took it from. This is not that important, retrieved and then the date, it means when did you open it, but it's recommended, and then from, and then the link of the resource. And all of these need to be in alphabetical order. Don't worry, you don't have to type all of these. There are many interesting and helpful resources and tools that I will show you in a second. Although I'm also not a professional in APA citations, there are many other things to cite, including videos, YouTube videos, audios, visuals, pictures. So if you go to APA website, here you can find every type of media that you can cite, and you can find out how to cite them correctly. So this website is really important. Just I'm sure you will find your way around. Just go and improvise and find the things that you need. I will suggest you two very important tools which I wish I knew before I started my EE process, because I remember a part of my references I just typed every single letter, even the link I typed, because I didn't know what to do and how to do. The first one is the Google Doc citation tool. So let's say you want to cite this sentence. You take this sentence, you go to tools, you choose citations, and here you can choose what type of citations to use. In my case, I will use APA 7th edition. Add citation source. Let's say it's a website and it's accessed by a website. Let's say we want to cite something from the Guardians. We put the link here and then we search for it. If it will automatically find the author, the title, the website title, and stuff like this. And then if some information are missing, you can fill the blanks, and then you do add citations, and here it is, the citation is ready. And then if you want to add it after the sentence, you just put your mouse where you want to add the in-text citation and you put cite. Here we go, the citation is ready. And at the end, when you did it for all of this, you just go at the end, just click insert references, and all the references are being inserted in the alphabetical order. This is a really important tool. You don't have to worry about typing the citations. You just need to collect all your sources in this part, in the citations part of Google Doc, and then it will do the rest for yourself. Another interesting thing that I want to show you is the MyBib. It's extension for Google. So I'm sure you will find your way around to download this extension. And as long as you have this thing over your window, you are good, because look. Let's say we want to cite the BBC, we go in that article, we just click here, and then it gives me all the information about the article. For example, the author, the date was published, and stuff like that. You can either just copy and then paste it in the reference list, or I suggest a better way. Just look at the information and put it in the Google Doc, and then Google Doc will do it in an alphabetical order. I would also love to talk with you about the support that you have during writing your EE, as well as organization skills that will help you make your EE writing process easier for you. So I want to show you the very initial doc I used for writing my EE. So here it is. I had four main tabs in my Google Doc, which was really helpful. So the first one was resources. When I started my EE process, of course, I didn't just start to write. I needed firstly to do the whole research, read articles and stuff like that. So whatever article I was reading in the research process, I was putting the links here. And then the second step of my EE writing process was to open these links again and to write the highlights from each link in the second tab. So for example, let's say I opened the article from this source, The Guardian, and I wrote all the highlights that I thought I would maybe use in my EE, and most importantly, I put the link here, because if I read this part, I would be like, okay, I can use this, but where can I find this from? Oh, look at this, I have the link. So this is really helpful thing to do. And then I conducted some interviews. I put all the questions and answers here, so it's all together and I can see them whenever I want. And then at the end, I just opened another tab in the same Google Doc, and I started to write my EE. Believe me, when you are organizing everything, it becomes way easier. Okay, and finally, I also want to talk about my personal experience during writing my EE, because when I started to write my EE, I was seeking to find videos about people literally just talking about their personal experience, because it helps to hear someone and understand that they were also struggling. I reassure you that no one literally overcame the EE process very easily and smoothly. Each of us had problems, and it's completely normal to have many problems. I would want you to know that the subject choice and the topic choice are the two really important things you need to do, because UWC Adriatic students needed to choose their EE subject and topic until the summer break, and many people just were like, okay, we are choosing something because EE is far away, and they didn't choose carefully, because this choice is really important, because if you choose some subject that you don't enjoy, or you chose it because you were asked to choose something, then you will really suffer. But if you take some time to think about at what subject you would really like to write your EE, then it will help you to enjoy the whole process, and don't panic when the difficulties will rise. Please choose a subject in which you are taking as one of your HL subjects. I know it's not mandatory, and many people choose SL subjects and are completely fine, but these are exceptions. You don't need to choose a subject in which you are SL, because you need at least some deep understanding of the subject when you are writing a research paper on it. This IB doesn't say it, it's just my kind suggestion to you. Don't challenge yourself to pick a subject at which you are not good, but want to challenge yourself and pick that subject. EE itself is a package of challenges. Let it be, it's another question if you enjoy these challenges or not, but EE itself is challenging, and you don't have to add one more challenge and pick subject that you are not very comfortable. What about topic choice? Let's put EE and everything aside. I wrote all my hobbies in one paper. I wrote football, watching detective movies, doing my nails, listening to music. I wrote everything, and then I looked at them and I tried to put each of them in the subject I chose to write my EE about, so global politics. I looked at football and I was like, how can I take football and put it in the circle of global politics? I was thinking to measure, to understand how football, international football matches impact on the soft power of the states. So it was really good topic, and I was really passionate about it. And then I looked at the second hobby that I wrote. It was watching criminal movies, and I was like, how can I put criminology in the global politics? And then the first thing that came in my mind was mafia. And what mafia? Well, hello, Italian mafia. And then I decided to write something about Italian mafia. Believe me, if you choose the topic, it's really easy to make the research question, because if you're interested in some topic, then it's really easy to find questions. The topic is good if you enjoy it and you are passionate about it. The other thing I wanted to tell you is, please, a very kind suggestion, write your EE in the summer. I'm not saying that your EE should be very ready to be submitted right after summer break or something. I'm not even saying that you need to have a full first draft at the end of the summer. I am just saying that you need to have at least the whole structure, and each part of your structure at least the 70%, because it's very tempting in the summer to say, oh, okay, I don't have any feedback, so maybe I should stop and enjoy my summer and then I will do something. No, it's very tempting, but no, you do the things that you can, everything that you can, and then if you think that you are nearly 70% done with your first draft, then you just put your computer aside and then peacefully enjoy the rest of your summer. Please don't think that you will be a better person at the beginning of the year. In the opposite, at the beginning of the year it would be so stressful for you, because everything would be new, you would be a second year and everything would be really chaotic. So please do it in the summer, and then do how many changes you want in the beginning after talking with your supervisor. But I remember the first time I went to the library in our city, sat and I was like, okay, I am writing the introduction today, and then I wrote the introduction in 5 hours, and after that I came to our house and then I cried, because I couldn't hold in myself the idea that if I write the introduction in 5 hours, what would it be later when I will need to start the whole body writing process. So completely normalize the crying process. Sometimes it helps a lot. Okay, this was it for the personal part that I wanted to share with you. I didn't I submitted my EE, but it's not submitted officially to the IB, and I don't even know what my grade is, and I have really high expectations, but let's not worry about it a lot, because the maximum grade I can get for EE is 1.5, and that's why I would suggest you to not be crazy about your EE and be idealistic about it. No, EE is a process. EE is you need to enjoy the process, and actually if you choose something that you are really interested in, this can be a really interesting process for you, as it was for me. I know that now you're watching me and you are being like, okay, it's easy for you to speak because you already submitted it. I know last year when I was watching a video of a girl talking like this, I said the same thing. And believe me, the next year or some months later, you will also say it. Just be sure that you can do this, because every IB student did this. There is no way you will fail it. I hope I helped you somehow. If you have any questions that you think I can help you with, please drop them in the comments or contact me via my Gmail or my social medias. I will be more than happy to help you if I can. That was it. I'm very hopeful that you will be able to overcome the difficulties of EE. After that, everything would be way easier for you and in your IB process. Love you all, and I hope I will see you again. Ciao!